Hello everyone, I welcome you all to my day 2 of Angular tutorial. So I will let you know that before uploading this video I already uploaded one more video on Angular concept. Please go through that day 1 Angular video before coming to this video. So today we'll learn how we can integrate the third party library Angular Material for better look and feel of our application. You can also integrate Bootstrap also, and most of us are aware of the Bootstrap, so we'll learn something new, that is Angular Material, how we can include Angular Material UI component library. So in the Angular Material UI component library there are some pre-built component are there, so we don't have to take care of the CSS there, so they are already pre-built, we just have to use that saves a lot of time and lots of effort. For that, search for the Angular Material design in the Google or in your browser, and you will then you will find this is the official website of Angular Material, material.angular.io. Click on that, you will be navigated to the Material website, the official website. Click on the Get Started. Here you will find a section in which it is explained how we can install the Angular Material in our project. For installation, there is a command called ng-add @Angular Material command. Copy this command, go to your Node.js command prompt, paste it here. Okay, so like this, paste it here and press enter. It will install your Angular Material. But before installing this Angular Material, so it will ask a couple of questions. I already installed the Angular Material, that's why I don't have to install it. So okay, so once you press the enter button after writing this command, once you press the enter button, it will ask for a couple of questions before installing the Angular Material. Okay, so there are some of the questions that I already noted it down while installing in my systems. So it will ask, first of all, it will ask for to choose a pre-built themes for Angular Material. So there are some pre-built themes for the Angular Material. So there are 5 to 6 pre-built themes. So out of that you have to choose one theme. Even you can choose the custom theme. So I usually prefer to choose pre-built theme. And in my applications, in this application, I have choose the pre-built theme as Indigo Pink. So choose your pre-built theme and press enter. Then it will ask for whether you need to install Hammer.js or not. Press Y. Hammer.js is needed for Angular Material. Without that, some of the Angular Material component won't work. Then it will ask for whether you need animation in Angular Material or not. So for better user interaction, we need Angular animation. So that's why type Y and press enter. After all these steps, Angular Material will be successfully installed in your project. How you can confirm like whether it is being installed successfully or not? So for that, go to your project structure, go to your package.json file. So as I explained in my day 1 video, package.json file contain a list of packages along with its version that is being needed for our application. So if you see, there is an entry for Angular Material package. This entry was not present earlier. So as I executed ng-add @Angular/material command, so that's why this entry we are getting this entry in package.json file, and this confirm that it is being installed successfully. There is one more file also for confirmation, angular.json file. So this is a configuration files which contain all the information related to your project. So if you see, there is one style array, there is one entry in the style array for the Angular Material. So here it is the, as I have choose the Indigo Pink file installation in Indigo Pink theme, so that's why here Indigo Pink.css is being you are getting this entry within the style array. So if you see, this Indigo Pink.css is a pre-built theme of Angular Material. Okay, if you are getting this kind of entry in the style array in the angular.json file, then it means it is being successfully Angular Material is being successfully installed. So this is just for confirmation. You don't take care of this entry because this is being taken care by Angular CLI. This is just for confirmation. So once your Angular Material is installed, now we'll learn how we can utilize the Angular Material component, how we can use the Angular Material component. For that, go to the component section. Okay, so first of all, I need to create a navigation bar for my application. For navigation bar, just search for the corresponding component. So for navigation bar, we have a component called toolbar. Okay, So somewhere in toolbar is there. Yeah, here it is a toolbar. So click on that component. If you see, so let me tell you, like there are a couple of components available in Angular material, and each component is linked to a separate module. To utilize that component, we have to import that corresponding modules. So for the mat toolbar, there is a module with, so let me show you. We have chosen the mat toolbar. Okay, for mat toolbar there is a module which is being presented in API section. We just have to go to the API section. Whatever the import statement is there, we have to import that statement within our app.module.ts file like this. Just import it. So I have imported in the wrong way. Let me copy this properly. Import it. Okay, once you import it, so it's a module. Whatever you will import, we need to declare within the import array section. So just declare it, comma, declare it. Declare the name of the module, not the import statement. Name of the module is mat toolbar module. Okay, why it is not getting copied? So it's a mat toolbar module. So it's a mat toolbar module. So in this way, like we have to import it and we have to provide that in the import array. So if we go on using the number, so if you see there are large number of components of Angular material are available. So if you go on using all the component, we need to import the corresponding module for that component, and we need to put an entry within the import array. If you go on doing this, the number of lines of code in app.module.ts will go on increasing, and our maintenance is at the toss. So for the better maintenance, for better readability of the code, instead of including the Angular material module in app.module.ts file, we will create a separate module for this. Okay, so we will undo our code. We don't want to include the Angular material module here. Okay, so our code, so this is our code like originally present before this. Okay, so what we have to do, we need to create a separate module for the Angular material. The command to create the separate create a module is ng module. This is the command for creating a new module. Ng means it's the Angular CLI command. G for generate. Module, we need to create a module, and this is the module name of your choice. You can give XYZ module. I have given shared module. So just copy this module. Copy this command. Go to the Node.js command prompt. Paste it and press enter. It will create a shared module. Why shared module? Because I have given name as shared. So if you give an ABC, then it will create a ABC module. Okay. So I already have created. So for saving the time, don't need to create. So you just have to press enter. After pressing enter, you will get a folder like this, shared folder, because I have named my module as shared. If you have named it as ABC, then you will get a ABC folder. So you will get a shared folder. Within that, there is a shared.module.ts file. Let me open this. So I have included some more entries, so just remove this. I will come to this later. Okay, don't worry. What I want to explain is, let me save it. Once we create a shared module, means once we execute this command ng module, then any name, so I have given shared. So we will get a shared.module.ts file, and the code looks like this much code. Okay, now we will include the Angular material modules based on the component that we need to use. So first of all, we need to use the toolbar component. For that, the module is import mat toolbar module. So we need to copy this line and paste it in our shared module file. Okay, so we have to copy this here. like this. Let me undo my code. Okay, so undo my code, okay. So we have to import that module in the shared module ts files. I already imported this line. Whatever you will import, you have to declare that in import array, as well as we have to declare in export array. This is the export array that you have to create. Why we need this export array? Because this shared module is being utilized by another module in app.module.ts. We will see how we can use this module in our app.module. So as we are using this module in our app.module.ts file or any other module, that's why we need this export keyword. Otherwise, whatever the module we imported, this module won't be available in the app.module.ts file. Okay, so we need to export this module also. So whatever the import you will include here for Angular material, same module we have to put an entry in the import array as well as in the export array. Okay, and once it is done, then what we have to do, we have to include the shared module in our app.module.ts file. This is I have included the shared modules. Okay, so let me remove this statement. How we can include it? Just copy the name of the shared module and paste it within the import array. You will get a underline because we have not imported yet, we just included the name. So to import that, click on the name, you will get a bulb like icon. Click on the bulb icon, click on the import array, it will be imported. So that error get gone. Just save it. Okay. So in this way we have included the shared module in app module. Why it is needed? Because app module is the main module that is being created by Angular. And how Angular knows that there is one extra module being created by developer? Shared module is the module that is created by the developer. So to make the Angular know that there is one more module which is being created by developer, we need to put an entry of that module within the import array, and we need to also import that corresponding module. Then only Angular able to know that there is one extra module called shared module. And shared module will include all the Angular material modules depending on the Angular material component that we want to use. So for time being, we want to use only mat toolbar module. So that's why I have included I have imported the mat toolbar module. Whatever you have imported, you have to put that in import array as well as in the export array also. Okay. So once it is done, just save it, close this app module, shared module, let it be. Then open your HTML file where you want this toolbar, navigation kind of things. Okay. So then once you imported the module, go to the overview section. If we in the overview section, we will see there are couple of toolbar being created by the Angular material. So to visualize the code, HTML code for this, you have to click on this view code button. Click on that, you will get the HTML code for this. So there are 4 toolbars, so that's why you are getting this much code. So I have used this third toolbar. So whatever being written here, I just copy this and paste it in my HTML file. This is what I have pasted it here. Okay, and some changes I have made. What changes I have made? I just remove this P element because P is not needed. Paragraph is not needed in navigation bar. Okay, and in this way, then I have visited the TS file. So if you see in TS file, there is nothing within this curly braces within the classes, so no need of doing anything for the TS file. Then I visited the CSS file. CSS file, I find one CSS. So whatever the CSS I am getting, I just paste that CSS in my corresponding CSS file. For app component.html file, the corresponding CSS is app component.css file. So I pasted the same CSS here. What we have in Angular material. Okay. So next we'll put some light on this code, this mat toolbar. For using the navigation bar, we have to use the mat toolbar which is being available in Angular material, and this mat toolbar is a component. For this, we already imported the module called mat toolbar module. So let's suppose we have not imported this module yet. So let me remove this module for time being. Okay. So as we remove this module, you will find some error in app.component.html. If you go through that HTML, you will see there is an underline. You will find a red color line just below the mat toolbar. It means the mat. So it is saying, see, mat toolbar is not a known element because we have not imported the corresponding module for that element. In the second point, if you see, it is saying if it is a part of a module, then import that corresponding modules. Okay, so that's why this importing of module is necessary. Just undo my code. So once I undo, then the HTML error is gone. Okay, so this module like need to be imported for using a particular Angular material component. Okay, so then within the mat toolbar I have a menu button. So menu button means this is my menu button. This is the menu button. Okay, so for this kind of icon I have used mat icon tag. Okay, this mat icon component is being available in Angular material. For that we need to, there is a separate module for that. So let's search for the icon component in Angular material. Search for the Angular icon component, where it is. Yeah, here it is, icon. Click on that, go to the API section. If you see, for this icon also there is one module called mat icon module. So everything has a separate module in Angular material. Each component has a separate module. So this module also we need to import. So copy that line and paste it in shared module. I already imported this mat icon module. Whatever you will import, the same thing you have to put an entry in import array as well as in the export array. Then only that mat icon tag will work. Okay. And menu. So this is the icon menu. Means this is the icon name. So if you see, go to the overview. If you see, you are getting this home kind of menu. If you click on the view code, you will get the HTML code. Since they have used the mat icon tag, and they have the name of the home menu is home. Likewise, there the name of the menu icon is menu. Okay, so here you have to specify the name of the icons. You will find the name of the icons from the Google. There are 1000 plus material icon available. You can use of your choice. Then I have defined some of the anchor tag for navigating to the different pages. For time being, we have not implemented the routing concept in Angular. We will cover that later as we progress. So for time being, what I have done, I have initialized the anchor tag to some dummy path hash. Okay. So these are the links. So as many links as you want to mention in your navigation bar, you can mention as per your requirement or as per your pages. Okay. Then I have used a login icon also for my login. Like those who want to, before accessing my application, user has to log in. So I have a login icons. So for same thing I have done within a button, I have put the mat icons, and for getting the login kind of symbols, this is the login icon. It looks like this arrow symbol. Okay, this is my login symbol. For that, the name is login. Icon name is login. So in this way, we can create a mat toolbar. And if you see, this login icons is displaying at the extreme right hand side of our page. Why it is being displayed at the extreme right hand side? Because we have used the span element before that. In span element, we have defined a class. So you can define any class of name of your choice. I have given example spacer. So this is like the name which is being present in Angular material itself. So I already shown you, like, this is the CSS that they have used. Once you use this CSS, this Flex CSS, I already covered this Flex CSS in my CSS class, CSS training sessions. So go through my CSS videos to have a better look on the Flex concept in CSS. So where we are, okay, once we include this kind of CSS, then whatever being written after this span element, everything will be shifted to the right hand side. If you write one more button, then also that button will get shifted to the right hand side. Okay, this is how we can create a nice looking navigation bar. See, we don't have to take care of the CSS, or everything is being taken care by the Angular material. And to get a there are only 3 color possible for matte toolbar. If we see, we'll again go to the toolbar section of Angular materials. Okay, if you scroll down, right, so here you will find, see, it is saying only 3 color is possible, either primary, accent for pink, one for orange, one warning will be like yellow color kind of color it will be displayed. So we need blue color for our navigation bar, that's why I have used color as primary. Okay, similarly we can use 2 more color also, accent or one, as for your theme. Okay, so this is how we can create a matte toolbar in our application. I think everything is clear up to this, how to create a navigation bar. Next we'll see how we can display. Let's suppose I have some data, I fetch some data from the database and I want to display those data in a tabular like structure. How we can do that? So let me close this shared module for time being. So we need to open the corresponding TS file. So here I have declared one variable called data source, okay, which is an array of object. Let's suppose this is an array of object that I fetched from the database. Okay, and I want to show this array of object, and I want to show this array of object in a tabular like structure. How we can do that? So what we have to do for that, we have to use the normal HTML5 table tag, then tr tag, then for the header we use th tag. So this thing you already know that because I already covered in HTML5 training section. Then we have for the rows we have to use a tr tag. Here comes the important. So here if you see, there is one built-in directive *ng4 is being used, and it is being used for iteration for the array of objects. So data source is an array of object. We are iterating through *ng4. The syntax of using *ng4 is we have to use *ng4 equal to, then use the let keyword. This is any name of your choice, then off keyword, then the variable name, whatever the name you have to give here, same name should be present in the ts file, and it should be an array of object. Okay, then only the for loop will work. And what is doing, like it is iterating this array, and in each iteration we will get the object in the data. For the first iteration we will get the first object, I mean this is the first object in the data. Okay, for second iteration we will get the second object in data. So this is the variable of your choice, you can name as it is. So I have named it data. So now this is an object for each iteration. How we can access the property of object? By using object dot property name. So if you see in my array of object, each object having 4 property: position, name, weight, symbol. So as there are 4 property, we have to define 4 TD element, and we can access those property by using data.position, data.name, data.weight, data.symbol, and we have to use a *ng4 for iteration. See, there are 10 records, so this array of object contains 10 records, and so we'll get 10 rows in our table. So if you don't want to use *ng4, what you have to do, you have to repeat this tr element 10 times. Okay, you have to repeat this tr element 10 times for displaying all the 10 rows. If there will be 1000 records, then you have to repeat the tr element 1000 times, which is a tedious job. So instead of that, use star ng4, okay, which is a built-in directive. And I will tell you, like, one more important thing is types. We are using TypeScript for the Angular, and TypeScript is a strongly typed language. For every variable, there is a particular type for that variable. Like for title, we have used the string. It is of string type. For display column, it is an array containing the string. So that's why we have used the string then array symbol. So it means this variable is of type array of string. Okay, and we have one type means one another variable is data source, which is of type periodic element. This periodic element is a custom type. It is not a predefined type. So why we have used the custom type here? Because it's an array of object, and each object, if you see this object having a property position which is of type number, name is of type string, weight is again number, symbol is again string. So it's a like combination of two types, one number, second string. Even we can include boolean also. So in this way we cannot use the predefined type here, so we have to use a custom type. For creating the custom type, we have to create an interface, and for creating the interface, the command is ng interface, and this is the name of your choice. So just copy this command, go to your Node.js command prompt, paste it, and press enter. It will create an interface, and this periodic element is the interface name. You can give abc, xyz, whatever the interface you want to give. I already created this interface for saving the time, so I don't want to create this. So if you go, this is the periodic element interface that is being created. Okay, so this is the interface that is being created. So yeah, like once you created, you won't get this. Okay, so once you execute that command, you will get interface something like this, the empty interface. We will define the property within this interface. Let me undo my code. This is the property that I defined, and this property corresponding to this object property. So there are four property: position, name, weight, symbol. So we have defined the four property: position is of type number, name is of type string, weight is of number, symbol is of type string. Okay, depending on your requirement, depending on your data, you will define this property here. And we have used, so if you see, there is a export keyword used because these interfaces need to be imported somewhere. That's why the export keyword should be used, otherwise it won't be imported. And where we have imported here, we have imported in here because data source is a variable which is of type periodic element, as it is an array, so we have to give this array symbol. And so let me remove this import statement for you. You will see, once you write the interface name here, you will get an error like a underline kind of thing. So this is an error because we have not imported yet. So just click on that name, then click on the valve icon, click on the import. So it will be imported, the error is gone. Okay, in this way we can define our custom type for array of object. Even for the object also we need to define a custom type. Okay, and for rest of things, predefined type is workable. And what else I'm remaining? Okay, so let me show you how our website looks after this. So this is my table in which header is being displayed in green color, header text is displayed in white color. So background is green, text color is white, and if you see, the event rows are displayed in somewhat gray color. So all this CSS I already covered in my CSS class, so just have a quick visit. So this is the CSS that I have given for my HTML table. Okay, you know, border collapse I have given width of 90%, and position and top and left value to get some space from the top and left side. Okay, clear, right? Then for THTD we have given text align, then padding I have given, then TR is the nth child. For nth event child we have given some background color gray. So all the event rows are displayed in some gray color. Okay, all kind of CSS we have covered. So you already aware of this all CSS, no need of covering again. Okay, So those who are not aware of this, please go through my CSS videos. Okay, I already uploaded a couple of videos on CSS3. Okay, this is how it looks like, and we achieve this by using star ng4 directive. Okay, which is a built-in directive available in Angular. So we'll comment this. So this is a one-way binding because data is flowing from the TS to HTML5, and we have binded through star ng4. There is two-way binding also there. We'll cover this as we progress. So we'll see again the same table but using the mat table concept. Okay, using the mat table concept. So if you want to use the Angular material table, then go to the official website of the Angular material, go to the table. So before that, let me build my application. I have stopped my application. So ng-serve will build the application. Okay. So we have to go to the Angular material website, then select the table. Then what you have to do, go to the API section. Whatever the module you will find here, you have to import that module in your shared module.ts file. So I closed that shared module. Let me open. Okay. So I already imported the mat table module. Whatever you will import, same thing you have to do. You have to put an entry in import array as well as in the export array. The shared module thing is done. Okay. Then what we have to do next is go to the overview section. Here if you will scroll down, you will find nice looking table. To get the HTML for that, click on this view button. Whatever the HTML present here, just copy paste and use as it is. So I copy pasted in my HTML. So I have written as it is. Just some minor changes I have done. We will go through those minor changes. If you see in the code, it is written they have used the table tag after the table tag they have used the mat table property. Instead of that, I have used directly mat table tag. So if you see in my code, I have used the mat table tag directly instead of table tag. And two more changes are there. So for the header, they have used th, then they have mentioned the mat header cell property. But in my code, I have used directly the mat header cell property without using the th element. And for the row, they have used the td, then mat cell property. Okay, this is the mat cell property they have used. And I have used the mat cell property directly without using the td. So this is the whatever I have used. This is the new version. This is the updated version of using Angular material table. Okay. And if you see, to bind the data to this table, we have to use a data source property that should be in a square bracket equal to data source property variable. So this variable we need to declare in here, data source, which should be an array of object. So if you have declared xyz here, then we have to name here xyz. But this data source within a square bracket should be same because this is a property of mat table, and it is binded to this variable by using this square bracket. Okay. Then we have ng container also. So if you see, there are 4 ng container. Okay. Why there are 4 ng container? Because we have in our array of object, each object has having 4 properties. Position 1, second is name, third is weight, symbol is fourth property. So 4 property for each object means there will be 4 column in our table, and for each column we have to define an ng container tag. And if we see for the mat column def property, we have to give the corresponding property name. So in our object we have 4 property, position is 1 property, so we have given position here. And then for the header name, you can give any name of your choice, xyz, whatever. Then for the row, for this header, you have to give element dot position, this position corresponding to this position. Okay, if it is xyz, then there you have to write element dot xyz. Likewise, we have for the name, element dot name. For weight property, we have element dot weight. For the symbol, we have element dot symbol properties. Okay. Then one more important thing is, we have to declare another variable called display column, which is an array of string, and it will contain the property name of object. If you go to our TS file, we will find display columns, which is an array of string, and it contains the property name of object. Okay, it is necessary. So these are the some changes or some code that is being needed for displaying, for binding the data array of object in the Angular material table. And if you note it down, means if you notice, like we are not using *ng4 here. The iteration is being handled by the Angular material itself. Just we need to bind it by using this square bracket data source. Okay, and don't be confused, like this name should be same. This is of your choice. If you give xyz here, you have to define xyz here. Okay, and this is like the property of mat table. It should be always data source within a square bracket. And this is, if you go, then this is something like which is being written in HTML for the table component. Then we will go to the TS file. So TS file, they have defined some array of objects, so we have used the same array of object. Okay, so whatever being written here in TS file, just copy paste those in your TS file. Then go to the CSS file, whatever being written in CSS file, then copy paste that in your corresponding CSS file. I have used table which is 100%. So in my CSS file corresponding to this HTML, CSS is here. So I have used mat table as 100%. This is the mat table. Okay, so if you see in the CSS, they have used the table as width, table having width as 100%. Why they have used the selector table? Because they are using table selector. But in my case, I am not using the table selector in my HTML. I am using mat table. That's why we can define by using dot mat table. And I have given some max height to my table. Even width I have given 90%. To get some shifting from the top, we have given top 100 pixel, left 30 pixel. All these CSS property were all aware of that. The main thing to notice is how we can apply CSS to the Angular material tag. So whatever the tag name you will find in Angular material, just copy that name and before that add dot simple, and within the curly braces write the CSS whatever you want. And I have given overflow as auto to get a vertical scroll bar in my table. We'll see that once I save it. Let me save it. So let me refresh this page. So this is a nice looking Angular material table. We are getting a vertical scroll bar also. Okay, why we are getting vertical scroll bar? Because as I explained, I have defined a height and overflow auto. So this is like, in this way we can get the vertical scroll bar, and this also I already covered in my CSS class. Okay, so I guess everything is clear up to this. So today what we have learned, how we can integrate the Angular material in our Angular application, how to use the Angular material component just by importing the module and just by using the code which is being used in the official website of Angular material. And here also we have learned the use of *ng4 directive for binding the array of object in the HTML table. So we can display the data in tabular structure by using the Angular material or by using the normal HTML5 table also. It is up to your choice. And also we have covered how to use the icon. We have used the login icon here. Here I have used the menu icon by using the mat icon. And we also know like what is the use of shared module. Like the module is called the shared modules. Like if it has some component or some extra modules that is being used in the entire application or by being used in other modules, that's why it is called shared module. And so this is up to this, everything is clear, I guess. everything is crystal clear. So for today, this much. As I told you earlier, like we will go in baby step. We'll cover some less concept each training videos, so that at the end we'll be pro in Angular. So thank you guys for watching my videos. We'll meet again in my next videos, and please subscribe to my video, and please give some comment and give us valuable suggestion how to improve this video. Till then, bye, and try to practice the Angular material concept, and try to browse all the component that is being used in Angular material, because our main concern is how we can learn Angular, not the Angular material. So you can play with the Angular material at your system, okay, just by going to the official website of Angular material. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.